What the hell is this crap? Time for BearShark TV. Brutally honest television. Get the kids out of the room, hide the pets, get it all out. Because here comes the BearShark. Don't say we didn't warn you.
What's up, everybody? BearShark here for BearShark TV. Welcome back. Today, we don't have a pissed off BearShark ready to rant and rip somebody in half. What do you know? This would be the first episode in a while. I want to start off today with a correction. That's right, a correction. A BearShark correction, if you will. On the last rant, I was a little perturbed. You might have noticed. I got a couple of folks that had reached out and thought that a comment that I had made was about Jen, and it was not. Jen was not body shamed. There was a woman that was in the store that day that was body shamed by another page or channel or whatever the hell they want to call themselves. So let me just start off by saying it was not about Jen. I need to clarify that because at the end of the day, I would have made the news if they did that about Jen. So, and if you think that last week was harsh, it would have been way worse. So let me just say that. So for any confusion, I apologize. I was extraordinarily pissed, and I may have come off in that direction. So I wanted to clarify that. It was not about Jen. For those of you who showed that support, I appreciate it, but realize I would have lost my mind. So let's go ahead and say hello to our School of Sharks that have joined us today. Stevie Lee, hello. Steve. Trish, hello. Hopefully you had a great time seeing Rob and that Rob is doing well. AAU Triton, always pleasure to see you. Cloud9 Getaway is here. We love seeing him in here as well. Rob is here on his account. That's awesome. Great to see you guys. I know that Jillian is listening in the background, says Mike. Let's see. We've got Amanda Orlov. Kate. Hello, Heather. Hello, everybody. Welcome in, Eddie. So, yeah, it's not okay. I mean, look, it kind of goes with what we're going to talk about today. So I wanted to tie it kind of in together at the same time. What are we talking about today? Because, you know, this is supposed to be, it's not supposed to be me so pissed off that I'm just about to have a heart attack on screen. It's supposed to be about common sense thinking. So, what are we doing today? Well, we're talking about jealousy. Where the hell's my head? So, jealousy and success. This is what generally drives the public today. And this is where a lot of our problems come from because we have keyboard warriors. They're either jealous, they could be successful. Either way, it is the state of the world today. So what happens when we body shame people, when we go after somebody, when we attack somebody? It's usually due to our own insecurities. I would love to pull that guy's account and dox his ass and find out exactly what pictures do you have that we can make fun of you on. Because I believe that turnabout is fair play. If you're going to go after some poor woman for shopping and having some fun and just being, then you're fair game. Sorry, just the way it goes. But let's just say it like this. There are certain settings where making fun of people is okay. Okay? Let me give you an example. Because right now everybody's going, wait, he just double talked. If you buy a ticket to a comedy club and you sit in the front row, you deserve it. Don't wear a crop top. Don't have 55 drinks and pick on the comedian. They're going to come at you. It's going to happen. Don't wear a I smell like a duck fart shirt in public. Okay? Just saying. Now, I grew up in an era where shirts that had ironical sayings on it were funny. Nowadays, everything's a political statement, or it's um, you don't know what the hell to do. I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt. Looks a lot like this. It says, "Dad, you're as strong as a Wookiee, cool as Han Solo, dedicated as R2D2, wise as Yoda. You're the best father in the galaxy." Am I really the best father in the galaxy? Actually, I am. But could somebody take a shot at me for it? Sure. I used to have a shirt that said, "We have the right to arm bears." Does that mean I think that bears should carry rifles? No. Is it funny? Yeah, it is. We have to start using our head. Yes, I know you and Bella got me the shirt. I think Dad was the giveaway here. That Bella probably got it for me for Father's Day. So the thing about it is, we have got to get to a place where this all makes sense. When you pick on someone in public, they're the butt of your joke. The woman's wearing an Epcot. She's basically bounding Epcot. She looked beautiful. I'd love take a shot at that guy. Love to pull his account, see what pictures we can make fun of. Unfortunately, the post is gone. So, the bottom line is we come from a place of jealousy or success. And sometimes there's jealousy of success. And sometimes there's success of jealousy. What does that mean? Well, what it means is you can have, and by the way, this is going to tie with YouTube channels. This is going to tie with people in general. This is going to tie with people who watch. Um, you know, yeah, exactly, Rob. There's so many things that you could point to where Freedom Gal, what's happening? Where we've lost our sense of humor. When Dave Chappelle gets cancel cultured, there's something seriously wrong in this world. One of my favorite episodes in the entire world was the Race Olympics. It was freaking hilarious. All right, I'm sorry. Yeah, race draft. Sorry. Thanks, Jen. Race Olympics. Same thing. Who gives a shit? So the thing is, when he did Black Bush and he was talking about oil, probably my second favorite episode. Rick James was hysterical. I mean, this is a guy who is one of the funniest comedians out there. Can you imagine George Carlin in today's world? The seven words you can't say. There's probably 7,000 of them now. Like, where the hell are we? And cancel culture is a joke. So when we get down to this place where we're talking about jealousy, we're talking about people who do not want you to be successful. Because the higher you rise, the more they feel like you've slighted them. Last time I checked, lone gunman is lone. Okay? I'm not implying about lone gunman. I'm just saying there's an expression about the lone gunman. It comes from the Old West. Okay? Guy rides into town by himself. He notched up his belt by himself. Yeah, Sam Kinison would be dead in this world. Actually, he's dead. But, the bottom line is it has nothing to do with you. How successful somebody is, go do it yourself. That's where the jealousy kicks in. You're jealous of someone else's success, and you want to cut them down. Now let me bring it into our world. Why? Because we all have our own personal experiences. And the last couple of weeks has been about this topic coming. I was supposed to do a political rant last week and never came to fruition. It'll come. It's not like politicians are going away and not going to give me enough ammunition for a lifetime. Ammunition is not a literal word. It is a metaphorical because I use my mouth. So, how does it relate in our world? The last 2 weeks, I've had to either defend us or do something in some capacity. Well, I'm not doing that anymore. Why? Because at the end of the day, they're jealous. They are. You come after my wife, though, it's a different story. But the bottom line is, you have people who will accuse you of anything. They'll accuse you of cheating, stealing, robbing, bilking, manipulating, coattailing, you name it. Anything to not say congratulations. And if they do say congratulations, what's behind it? Do they really mean it? Does it really matter? All of these things are relevant because I genuinely come from a place, and you don't have to believe me, and I don't care if you do. I let my actions speak for myself. I don't need to sit there and pat myself on the back or do any of the other things. But I come from a place where I don't say anything I don't really mean. Does that mean I never do it? No. Why? Last time I checked, I'm still human. I haven't officially become an AI robot yet. Thank you, Jordan. So the thing about it is, when I congratulate somebody, it's because I'm genuinely happy for their success. Both of my partner channels yesterday hit milestones. I'm genuinely happy for them. Why? Because most people don't understand how hard it is to do what we're doing. They just think, hey, you get on camera, you do this. To do the show today, I had to plan out what I was going to do, how I was going to say it, make graphics. I have other things like this. These things don't make themselves. I may be a graphic designer, but at the end of the day, I still have to make all this stuff. We still have to do things like show temper tantrums. Okay, why? Why do people get this worked up? There's your keyboard warrior flipping out. Why can't we be happy for somebody else? Is it a cut down at you? I don't think so. Why is it that we have to be fundamentally jealous of somebody else? Why don't you get off your ass and work harder? You know, the one thing I think most people in these chats know is I've been busting my ass for over a year. It's a year and some change when I started building FPE Network. Okay, now there were some fundamental issues like bringing stupid people in, but does that mean everybody that came to FPE Network was stupid? No. There were some great people, some good relationships built. Others, not so much. Did it put me in a different direction? Yeah, it did. Because out of failure comes success. Anybody who's successful will tell you that. If you have success on the first round, it's ill-gotten gains. You don't deserve it. Does it mean that you aren't entitled to it? No. You just have no idea what's going to happen when it crashes down. You're probably the guy or girl who's going to be sitting there sucking their thumb in the corner. That's what happens because at the end of the day, you have to fail so that you can learn to pick your ass back up. You have to do it. Has to happen. We've had several companies. Sometimes they failed because of our own problems. Sometimes they failed because somebody decided we're going to close the country for 2 weeks, 2 years. Sometimes accidents happen where family members need you and you have a choice. Do you want to respond or not? We all have to do what we have to do. So let's see. Yeah, Kate, and that's the point though, is when you're creating content and you're trying to grow and you're trying to do these things, one of the things I hated about vlogging, outside of the fact there was no interaction whatsoever, and I had no idea if anybody liked the content. Well, there was a reason I didn't know if anybody liked the content. No one was watching it. 30 people would watch it. I'm pretty sure 10 of those accounts were mine. Okay, to make sure that I can engage the algorithm. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate that. So you would sit there and walk. I would walk through Disney for 4 or 5 hours. I would shoot hours of content. I'd go home. I'd edit. I'd get a 20-minute video out of 4 or 5 hours, which would take me hours to edit. So I had 10, 12 hours in a video to produce the next day. I was trying to produce them every day. And then 30 or 40 people would watch it. I'd get 1 or 2 comments, tops. It was disheartening. for the people who are out there doing that. It's difficult. And then to have somebody come in and knock you down. We didn't get paid for that. I didn't get paid to go vlog. My wife wanted me out of the house. Okay, like, I don't blame her. But the point is, we're cutting down people who are trying to either express themselves, trying to build something. Would you go into an ice cream shop where somebody borrowed 50 grand to get it started and walk in and go, wow, what a stupid concept. You all suck. Kick over a plant and break their door on the way out? No. Why? Because it wouldn't be friggin' tolerated. You go to jail for breaking something. Would you also be an asshole for walking into someone's store and doing that? Sure you would. So why is it acceptable to come online and do this exact thing? Freedom Gal's 100% right. You learn more from failure than you do success. Ask any successful person. They failed. They got back up. They learned. I don't care how much money you spend on your education. I don't care what school you go to. They don't prepare you for that. So anybody who wants to be jealous, come on, bring it. Because you know what it tells me? You weren't successful. And you're not successful. Because successful people, for the most part, aren't out there knocking people down. They're the people who become philanthropists and try and help others. Don't believe me? Go find one. Go find angel investors. Don't know what an angel investor is? Also called angel investors. Take your pick. These are people who came from nothing, worked their way up, used their own money to fund other people. Hard money lenders. These are people who take their money. Now, don't get me wrong, they're making money off of it. Really? Just saying, at the end of the day, I think people should probably take stock in themselves first. The creator. Yeah, see, and what Mike just put. The thing about it is, if you've ever seen National Treasure, how many times it took to make a light bulb? Pretty sure most inventions don't happen on the first go-round. Ever seen Beauty and the Beast? So let's talk about success. Jealousy's simple. Look for the hate. It's not hard. Go into chats. Look for trolls. Look for the person who can't say, hey, great job. And mean it. Why can't we celebrate in people's successes? Why do we have to always cut everyone down? What does that say about us? What does it say about the world of today? That we can't do it. Don't be jealous. Go out and earn it. So success. Success has its own issues. Did you know there's a fear of success? Most people say that's ridiculous. You know why? They've never been successful. Do you know why there's a fear of success? There's a fear of success because you failed before. Oh, wow, that kind of tied in, didn't it? That is exactly the point. We fail. We pick ourselves back up. Ever seen Rocky V? Life hits harder than anything that you can imagine. It is not about how hard you can hit, but about how hard you can get hit, get up, and keep moving forward. That's what winning's about. So, many of you know us from FPE. Most of you don't know. We've owned several companies. Some have failed for the exact reasons that I said before. By the way, I picked my reasons. We failed because we had a family member that got severely injured, and we were doing quite well. But we opted. We made a choice to go help them. Now, not everybody would do that. And what should have been a few months turned into several years. And that's okay. Why? Because there's someone we loved and we wanted to help. Another time, not that long ago. We had a very successful, very, very successful company. And then, through no fault of our own, because you hear Jen laughing, it failed. Why? Not because we weren't doing the right thing. We had 15 employees. We had all kinds of stuff going on. Things were great. What? Jen's dying over there. So you get to this place where you realize that there are sometimes external sources that cause these things to happen. Why do restaurants close? Usually it has to do with ego. It's not always the case. You can't control your environment sometimes too. There are all kinds of things that make that happen. Say hi to everybody.
Am I going to blend in?
Ow.
Hi, everybody.
There's the BearSharkus. BearSharkus?
All right.
Bye, BearSharkus.
This is BearShark.
Whatever. Who cares?
All right. It's 3:30.
Don't fail.
I have to go to the other park and park.
Love you. So, what's up, Sam? I was just talking about people who are successful and such, and congratulations, by the way. Sam hit 3K last night. For those of you who don't know, he crushed it. So here's the thing. I had a fear of success and couldn't move. Whoops, hold on, missed that. Good. See, and that's exactly the point, though. Freedom Gal is there's a lot of those things. I used to get jealous of other people. See, but both of you who put that in there, Kate and Freedom Gal, you guys both are talking about things you used to do. We overcame it. That's the point of it. Is that you have to overcome. You can, and by the way, I believe, this is my belief, that when something bad happens to you, you have a right to grieve it. Doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be the loss of a person. It could be the loss of a business. It could be the loss of a house. It could be the loss of a car. It could be the loss of anything. You have the right to grieve those. You should grieve it. It's a process. When we bury it down deep, all it does is fester. It stops your success. You don't learn anything from festering. You don't learn anything unless you go through the process and self-analyze and say, what did I do wrong? What do I do wrong? Everyone always sits there and goes, oh, no, you're great. You didn't do anything wrong. First of all, they're full of shit. Second of all, that's not how you grow. Ask any athlete. If everybody the whole time is telling them how great they are, they're not getting any better. We constantly upgrade equipment. We constantly ask questions. How does it look? What is it like? What is this like? How do we do this? What do you guys think of that? Come on. You guys have seen the travel channel. I've turned it into a test channel. I walk up and down my neighborhood, and I test different gimbals. I have like 3 of them sitting on the floor right now. This is the point. Successful people do not stop perfecting their craft. They continue to get better. They continue to learn. They continue to strive in their field. Does that mean I'm the best? No, far from it. Because we have a couple of thousand people that have subscribed to our channel or several thousand people on another channel. Does that mean we're where we need to go? No. No, it doesn't. What it does tell you is when I do hit, not if, when I do hit milestones, when I do get our channel up into the range that we're looking to get to, the ideology in which I built the channels will be the same. It doesn't change because we get bigger. The only thing that happens is if I allow us to change. In other words, I let it go to my head. Well, let me tell you something. One of the questions I get asked all the time, why am I not in the parks? Why am I not doing this? Why am I not blah, 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 blah? Why am I? Because this isn't about me. I have a channel I can sit here, bitch, rant, and rave whenever I want, whether no one watches or not. Just like my hockey game last night. Just like the hockey game tonight. Over on FPN Sports. I have outlets. If I want to do something, I can. I don't do it for everyone else. I do it for me. And that's what a good content creator should always do. It's not that, and by the way, let me state this. I enjoy talking to all of you. Notice the first word of that was I. I enjoy it. Therefore, I do it. If I didn't want to talk to you people, I would put out videos. Or I would do nothing at all. Sam will attest to this. You know how hard it is to watch a game and call it at the same time? You're talking to yourself, yes, but at the same time, it's like anything else in this world. Disney has taken on a different feel for us. Why? Because we don't go to the park and look at it the same way that we used to. Once you start to report on something, it loses or changes its dynamic. It's that simple. Same thing with success. Once you gain it, that fear of success can kick in. Why? Because you're afraid to lose it. You worked so damn hard to get there. That's where political correctness and cancel culture came from, was the ability of those less successful than us to go ahead and cancel us because they're insecure assholes. Because we're afraid of what they're going to do. We're afraid that they're going to take away what we built. And it doesn't matter whether it's online or a physical store or whatever. What's the first thing you hear nowadays? Boycott them. Hey, hit them where in the pocketbook. Is that the right thing to do? What if somebody took your paycheck away? How would that feel? What if I went to your boss and made up a bunch of crap and got you fired? How long could you go without a paycheck? That's a good point, Dave. Success breeds its own problems. Did you ever hear about rich people problems? Oh, that's a rich person's problems. Doesn't that mean everybody has problems? Jealousy and success. It's amazing how close they're tied together. It's amazing that you can find it in any aspect of your life. It's amazing that we cannot simply see it for what it is. It's more amazing to me that we can't learn from it. I don't understand why we're going down the road that we're going down. It goes into every facet of everything that we do. And it's become acceptable to rip somebody down. It's not only acceptable, it's permissible. And it's not only permissible, it's expected. What? You better come at me with more than what you got. Because first of all, I really don't care. I don't care. It's not okay to do what we're doing. We need to change this. We need to start going back. Blair, how are you? We need to start going back in the other direction. It needs to be permissible to laugh. How many times, and by the way, I know I'm not wrong. You know how I know I'm not wrong? Go on YouTube when we're done with this and go watch the videos that I've put on BearShark, the shorts. I have one that's 51,000 of a kid slamming his head against the side of a slide about 15 times. 51,000 people watched it and laughed. Is it funny? Is when you're watching, or I shouldn't say is, but when you're watching Big Daddy and they take the stick and they throw it in the middle of the drive and you know that the guy rollerblading is going to trip over that stick and he's going to bust it. Do you laugh? Can you imagine Blazing Saddles being made today? Spaceballs being made today? Can you imagine half of the movies being made today? How about Stripes? What about the original MASH movie? Could you imagine these movies being made today? I try to follow. Well, I mean, AAU, it's the golden rule. Treat others as you want to be treated. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, it's not a hard concept. The problem is we're moving away from common sense morals, values, and we're going towards what people believe is social justice. It's not even a thing. I would go so far as to sit there and say, you know what? Let's spin the topic wheel and piss everybody off real quick. There's no such thing as hate speech. I'd love to argue that fact. I'm not saying you can't say hateful things. It makes you a hateful person. The thing about hate speech is this. Are you so sensitive that you have to listen? Now, last week I went off. Why? Because I didn't like something that was said about my wife. I don't like something that was said about us. That's my personal belief. That's me wanting to be pissed off. That's me wanting to do something about it. Is there actual hate speech? What if it's on TV? Do you have to sit there and watch it, or can you change the channel? If it's on the radio, can you change the channel? Nowadays, with the ability to not sit there and have to wait for something to come on at 8:30 on a Tuesday in order to see it, meaning we turn on an app and we can watch whatever we want, is it really true that you have to sit there and listen? Or do you choose to listen so that you can get upset? If somebody walks up to you in the middle of the street and starts berating you, and you try to walk away, and they continue, that's different. Why is it different? Because you're making a conscious effort to try and remove yourself from that situation. They're continuing to be aggressive. That actually passes hate speech. That starts to get into almost into a battery situation. Okay? That person doesn't have that right. Our rights are very clearly defined. It's not hard. It's a piece of paper. Go read it. I'll post it if you guys need me to. It's not a hard concept. Don't have to listen. Nobody has to be in here right now. We're all here together because I think we're all pretty common sense people. See, Teresa, the thing is a lot of people go down two different roads. You either become what they say or you rise against it. And it's usually the difference between introverts and extroverts. And there is a separate category. It's an extroverted introvert. And everyone always goes, well, that's the dumbest thing imaginable. Go Google it. There are people who are introverted that have no choice but to become an extrovert simply because they have to protect themselves. Happens. People do love watching train wrecks and watching other people get in arguments. And there's no doubt about it. Gator, what's up? You ever sat there, like, for instance, Jen did something very unique. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Someone got hurt at embarkation at TTC. Jen didn't walk over with a camera, stand over them, and film it. I bet you there's a video online, though. Somebody did. How many times have you seen the video of the homeless person dying in the street and everybody steps over them? Why aren't we helping people? I don't get it. I don't understand how we get here. Because we're devolving? When did it become okay? Jealousy and success, people. This is what it's all about. Are you jealous of somebody else's success? Or are you successful and don't care about the jealousy? It's a finite line. I missed something. Baker, what's happening, brother? Yeah, could you imagine married with children today? Are you kidding me? No, ma'am. These people would their head would explode. Him doing any one of his jokes. By the way, one of the funniest shows on television. Absolutely one of my favorites. Al Bundy, Let's Rock, is one of my favorite things in the entire world. And I got to tell you, it is what it is. Now, I did take it. Trish, that's different, though. If you're going to make a spectacle of yourself, i.e. be a Karen in public, whether you're male or female, doesn't matter. We use that term Karen for some reason. I would hate to have the name Karen. That would just suck right now. If, like, the one in Epcot, where I showed it here, a woman got bombed out of her mind, made an ass of herself. You deserve it. You don't get to act the way you want in public. Pretty sure most of us were raised by people who sat there and said, hey, you're a reflection of me. When you leave this house, act the part. I'm raising a daughter right now. If she ever went in public and did that, she'd come home to an empty room. There'd be nothing in there. What did you say, Dave? BearShark, You don't mean that, do you? Yeah, it's called grounding. Holy shit, what a back-ass word concept. Nowadays, we want to be friends with our kids. We want to sit there and put them in timeout for 30 seconds and give them ice cream after because we feel bad. Suck it up, Buttercup. Teach these kids, because what the hell are we teaching them? We're teaching them jealousy. We're telling them you don't have to be successful. You can just tear somebody else down. No. No. Doesn't work like that. Does not work like that. Agreed, Blair. Totally. Totally self-absorbed, Mike. Agreed. That's actually a really good point, Cloud9 Getaway, because we did become liable for helping people. Doesn't mean you can't stand there and pick up the phone and call 911. There are ways to beat this stupid system. The other side of it is everybody's afraid of an ass kicking. Nowadays, everybody wants to be a big shot, but nobody ever wants to own up to it. Good ass kicking is not a bad thing. Yeah, you can get sued for it now. There's no doubt. It was pretty funny and shocking, and that is funny, Trish. Freedom Gal, I am sure there's a story behind that. Oh, Michael, could you imagine All in the Family today? All right, please. The Jeffersons, any one of the fundamental shows that helped break through these racial barriers, to break through comedy barriers, to break through any barrier, to help break the glass ceilings, to help us evolve. We put ourselves back. Why? Because we look to Washington instead of looking in our own houses, to our friends, to the people. In the 80s, we sat around and we discussed things openly, and we didn't have to have the same opinion. You didn't have to surround yourself so that everybody was saying the same thing. Why do you want to be a sheep? Why do you want to bah? Why can't we sit down and have these conversations just like this? Why can't it be a round robin discussion where someone brings something to the table and makes you go, I didn't know that? Isn't it okay to say, I don't know? Isn't it okay to change your belief system? Nowadays, holy shit, if you change your mind, you're a hypocrite, or you're a turncoat, or you're a this, or you're a that. Why can't it just be somebody brought something to attention that I didn't think of? Why can't it just be, I had a point of view? Somebody made a really damn good argument or provided something I never saw, thought of, or knew about. And that changed my perspective. I don't understand why we can't evolve. Why can't we sit there and say, well, that was my position. However, I've changed my mind. Let me catch up on chat real quick. So there was a point I was going to make about it, and then I started reading chat and I forgot what it was. We basically have gotten to a place where it has become permissible. All of this is okay. And we have to go back. We have to not be in a place where we're afraid to open our mouths. We're afraid to be successful because we're going to get canceled, because any of these things can happen in a moment. Jealousy and success just doesn't work. We have to genuinely be happy for the people around us. We have to congratulate them. We need to look at them and say, why not me? I don't, when I was a kid, I can tell you for a fact, we all wanted to be, astronaut, millionaire, oil tycoons like Peter Griffin or whatever the hell he wanted to be. I don't even remember. It was cowboy. Like, we all want to be what we want to be. And then life takes hold and we do what we have to do. But there's a point to that. You should strive to be the best. You have to fail. You have to learn to get back up. You have to. There are dark days in all of our pasts. What did they do? How did they define you? What did you do? It's this is the world we're making. What are we teaching our kids? What are we teaching? What are we saying about ourselves? If you're a content creator, I'm learning something right now, and this is part of that evolution. I had to admit to myself, and I think I said it out loud on this channel, and it made me reflect. I put myself out here. Therefore, I have to be willing to take the criticism. And someone a lot more famous than I am said to me, "You have no idea. You could do the right thing and get chastised for it. You could do the wrong thing and be praised for it. You have to stop listening. You have to tune it out. You cannot be a party to it. You just do what you're doing." And that's really the point. Do what you're doing, content creators. People of the world. I feel like Pinky in the Brain. People of the world! If you are a worker, be the best worker. How do you get promoted? Sure as hell not by being the worst. We don't even talk about promotions anymore. It's like a joke. If you're a business owner, you're a small business owner, you're a corporate owner, you're in anything, do what you're doing. Build people up. Give back. Be charitable. Do the things you're supposed to do. Help one another. I'm going to tell you that most of you know this practice. You know how I know? Because you come in and hit like buttons. You subscribe. There are things that cost $0, and yet you guys come in and do them every day, and you help us. You help us grow. If it wasn't for the people that are around us, could we grow? Would we be here? No. We already get the concept. We just have to go into the world and do something about it. Does that mean that you can't go in and say, "I don't like this content," and give somebody a thumbs down? No. I got 4 thumbs down last night. I thought it was absolutely freaking hilarious. I don't care anymore. You finally have to get to that place where you tune it out and you sit there and we be positive to each other. We help one another. We be charitable the way that we can. Charity does not always have to equal money. It can be listening. How many people in here right now? Thanks, AAU. How many people in here right now could just listen to, have somebody, where you could just vent to someone or that they could vent to you? How many people are a good listener? How many people don't try and help? I'm not one of those people, by the way. I will listen, but I will try to help. It doesn't always have to be about money. It can be about anything, about giving time. Go be a coach. Go teach an art class. Do something. Be participating. Do whatever you can. That was funny, Teresa. So, that's the way of the world. Are you jealous of the person next to you that went out and busted their ass and got it? Or are you the person who busted their ass and are waiting for your turn at being successful? Don't wait. Keep fighting. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep busting your ass. You want a voice of positivity? You want a voice that'll push you forward? You come talk to me. I've been a small business coach for 13 years. I don't get paid for it. Many of my clients would have told you in the past, I've taken 2 or 3 hours out of my day when they're about to throw in the towel to give up on their business, and I've talked them out of it. I didn't ask for a penny. I didn't get paid for it. Why? Why'd I do it? I felt like I had to give back. I always feel like I have to give back. Jonathan will tell you that I'm the Oprah of YouTube giveaways. I do it because I'm so appreciative of what you guys do for us. I cannot even begin to tell you. I realized when we hit 1,000 subscribers because Someone very close to me, and I will not call them out because I don't feel like listening to them. They said to me the day I opened my channel and I put out my first video, who the hell would ever watch you? Who would ever watch what you guys are doing? Who cares about Disney? Who cares about this stuff? Because they don't share my values, my belief system. They don't have the same likes and loves that I do. That's okay. And 6,034 people later, or 134 people later, I would say that they disagree. And it's not about us, it's about the parks. I'm not saying it's not mildly about us. Yesterday I posted something because Jen didn't ask me to post on IG what I posted. I genuinely am in awe of what my wife can do. I'm not jealous of her. People keep asking, why aren't you in the park? Well, let me answer it. Jen's killing it. Jen's killing it. Her laugh is infectious. Her personality is incredible. People are flocking to her. I'm not so insecure that my wife can't be the best at what she does. My job, not only as her husband, but as a person in this world, is to help her. Is to sit in the back and be the producer and to make sure that what you guys are looking for in the stream, because it has turned into something we had no intentions of it becoming. But sometimes you have to do a paradigm shift. Sometimes you have to be walking with both eyes open. Thank you, AAU. Sometimes you have to realize what is in your hands and just do it. My wife is amazing. She will be one of the bigger people on YouTube. Does that matter? No. I've said this 1,000 times. If it goes to my wife's head, I'll turn the channel off tomorrow. Because it can't be about us. The day I started this channel and I went out there and I held the camera up with no gimbal at Hollywood Studios and called everybody adventurers and sat there and said, you tell us where to go, I knew I was onto something. Because I wanted to do something no one else was really doing at that point, and that was taking you where you wanted to go. I can go to the park right now. I can do anything I want in those parks right now. I don't have to take you. I can turn the camera off and just go. As soon as that camera goes on, it's about you, not us. It's that simple. People have got to realize that the only reason that they're watching in general is because you're giving them something they can't get. And it cannot be lost on the content creator. Whether it's the food that we're trying, we need to be honest. We can't just sit there and say, this is the best thing I ever had while you're spitting into a garbage can. If it sucks, say it sucks. Don't let somebody waste their money. Freedom Gal, there's no doubt about it. But it isn't about my success. I'm 47 years old. I've had some very, very successful businesses, and Jen's been right there with me. She's built them with me. This is her time. Plain and simple. This is all about her. It's why I posted that post. It wasn't because I wanted everyone to blow smoke and sunshine up my wife's ass. That had nothing to do with it. I wanted her to hear in her own words what I hear every day. And that is how she's affecting people. And the messages that I get. And the message I got this morning from somebody who sat there and said how much yesterday meant to her. And how much the stream before meant to someone else. And what Jen's doing. Many of you don't know, I used to get DMs and emails, and I would come home after 6 hours of live streaming. I would find that I had DMs or emails sitting there, and I would read it and find out that somebody lost their job, somebody lost their parents, somebody lost a pet, something really horrible happened. And we brought a little bit of magic to them. If for 5 minutes they forgot that pain, how awesome is that? How awesome is it to simply light up somebody's day, if only for a moment? This has to be about you. It just does. Amen to that, Disney Baker. So the point is, jealousy and success are a bitch. And when you're a content creator and you're tearing other people down, what does that say about you? What does that say about the fact that we don't want other people to succeed? Look at the largest live streaming channel in Disney. Bet y'all can name it in about 10 seconds or two. Half of that couple, especially when she goes by herself, she's amazing. Her husband, he does his own thing. It's not about him. If you are confident in your abilities and you are confident in who and what you are, male or female, or whatever, it doesn't matter. Build the person up who you love. Support them. Congratulate them. I'm not just a husband, I'm a dad. Every day I want my kid to be better than the day she was than yesterday, than the day before. I want her to be better. I want her to be better than me. I want her to beat me at video games. I want her to outthink me. I want her to do these things. I want her to look at it abstractly and say, "No, Dad, but what about this?" And there are days she calls me out, and I love it. She's 10. Okay, I'm creating a critical thinker. Why? Because that's what the world needs. It's critical thinking. We need common sense and critical thinking. We need to not take shots at one another. We need to celebrate Disney Baker's 400. 400 subscribers. Congratulations. Mike Wheeler's coming up on 600. These are the people I happen to know because I pay attention to their things. They may not know that I'm paying attention, but I am because I'm proud of them. Sam hit 3K. Christian Murdier hit 15,000. We hit 6K. I'm a couple of thousand away on sports, or a couple of hundred away on sports hitting 4K. This channel's 200 away from 1,000. Do they matter? No. Are they milestones? Yeah, they're our own accomplishments, but they also mark things off for us, and they allow us to set goals, and they allow us to hit achievements, and they allow us to feel like we're building and that we're doing something. Thank you, Mike Wheeler. And that's the point, though, is it has to be about you, the viewer. Chris, thank you for that. And that's the point, though, is we can't go on this camera when we're in the park and sit there and say, "I feel like crap today. The world sucks. This is bad. Look at this disaster. Look at what Disney did. Blah, 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 blah." No. Come on. Be a beacon of positivity. Do what you guys want. And when you guys come in and you're having a bad day, kick off your shoes, put your feet up, do your thing. A little retail therapy never hurt either. Try the food. Try the gray stuff. It's delicious. We're all going to go through something. We're all going to fail. No one's getting out of this life alive. We lost 2 icons this week. One was Angela Lansbury. We did a tribute to her yesterday. Right before I came on, we lost Hagrid. Robbie Coltrane, 72 years old. Are you kidding me? Like, life is short. It's short. What are you going to do with it? Do you want to live in hate? Do you want to be in gravity around someone that makes you happy? Someone that you can build up. I chose not to be a part of a toxic community. Why? Because I'd rather create one that's positive. Because there's been enough toxicness in my day. Retail therapy always helps. Jen's exactly right. Jen just came in and said there are a few channels that say they're Disney but love to go negative on it. Why? Because negativity breeds ratings. Why do you think the news is always so negative? I don't want toxicity in my life. So I cut it loose. I'm happier for it. A lot of you have been asking about the last 2 weeks and, sure you guys are looking at it going, wow, you seem totally different today. I'm totally good. Why? Because I realized that someone's jealousy was trying to cut down on our success. Oh, holy shit. Jealousy and success. Where did it come from? Your jealousy only affects my success if I let it. I've been in business a long time. You have no chance. None. Now, for those of you who want to be built up, I'm here to help. I'll do anything. For the people who matter, I always have the time. If I don't have the time, ask yourself why. Now, does that mean that I always have time? Just in case there are certain people going, well, wait a minute, he blew me off the other day. Keep in mind, I am running a production company. I'm a dad. We've been sick. We're without a car still. Matter of fact, they just screwed us again. And at the end of the day, we have a lot going on. I always try to make time. Believe me, you'll know if I'm making an effort. Believe me. Many of you I talk to personally that are in this chat, you guys know. But at the same token, everybody, let's do it differently. Let's be that beacon. Let's be that voice. Let's be a BearShark. Go out into this world and shoo everybody else's ass down that want to be horrible. Sweet, hook me up with a job. Blair, hit me up on IG. I know tons of people. I don't know what you do or where you are, but hit me up. You never know. Wouldn't be the first time. I did it for somebody 3 weeks ago. I know tons of people. I've been in the business world 17 years with my own business. You'd be surprised where I know people. Our last company, we were supposed to be in 36 cities countrywide. I know a ton of people. Be happy to help if I can. Hit me up on IG. Can't get me there? Hit me up on the website. Hit the contact us page. Give me your info. Let's talk. So, thank you, Cloud9. Jill, I couldn't agree with you more. I like cheese too. Cheese is yummy. Especially good sliced mozzarella. Get a caprese salad. Mwah! Little tomato, little balsamic. The point is, everybody, BearShark TV is here because we have to point out the stupidity of the world. We have to go forward. We have to move out of the way of ourselves. We have to do this. This is not something that I'm going to ever get off of. Whether one person comes in here or 1,000 people come in here, I don't care. I will continue to rant and rave about this stuff. Sometimes I'm going to come in pissed off like last week and the week before. Sometimes I'm going to come in today with a poignant story and say, hey, what about this? And Sam is 100% right. If you are looking for a fantasy league for our NHL, Sam and I are running an NHL fantasy league between Sam LB and FPN Sports. Please come on over. We only have a few spots available, but we do want to fill the league. It's only $50, and you will win a trip to Vegas if you win. So please come on over. IG equals Instagram. Thank you. On Instagram, Blair. Yes. If somebody could drop my my Instagram, it's Florida_Park_Explorers. If you put in Florida Park Explorers in Google, I come up. So does Jen. So does our website. So does everything. You can also get us right through the YouTube page. So if you go to Florida Park Explorers, you can find my IG there as well. But yes, we have a fantasy league. Steve just dropped it in. I would love to have you guys do that. Jen is going to be going live over at Magic Kingdom and Epcot tonight. She's going to be doing harmonies for you guys, so make sure that you head on over there. Support our channels. It's what allows us to continue to do this. But let's go at this from a stance that makes smart sense. Hey, you never know, Blair. I don't know what you do, but you may wind up working online. If you work online, I probably hook you up with a job. For all I know, you're a graphic designer. I'm hiring. So with that being said, everybody, the next time that somebody's toxic to you, walk away. Turn the channel. Tell them to piss off. The next time you have an opportunity to be negative to somebody and you're in a bad mood, don't. How you want to be seen in this world and how you want to be in this world is your choice. How you want others to see you, what you want your legacy to be, is up to you. That is your choice. The next time that you're in a position where you can help somebody, will you? Or will you walk away? I don't know if I can do anything to help Blair. Maybe I can. Maybe in 3 days from now, the opportunity will present itself. But if I didn't know about it in the first place, how can I do something about it? Open yourself up to the world in a positive way. Be that. You'd be amazing how it returns to you. You would be amazed at what happens when you're not walking around spewing hateful shit. When you're not the cause of a problem in this world. Instead, you're the solution. Be that person. Be somebody that your kids will look up to. Be somebody that other people want to be like. Because if you walk around and you've heard this expression about how infectious smiles are, when you smile, someone else will smile. Toxicity spreads like wildfire. It spreads like wildfire. The spew and hate that I've seen in these communities that I've associated with, that I no longer do. I cannot believe some of the things that I've heard. Let them sit there and stew. I don't care. When you come to these channels, I'm not going to tell you BearShark's not going to rip you a new ass from time to time. He is. But when you go into FPE, we're never going to be that. We're always going to be that beacon of positivity. We will be what Uncle Walt wants us to be. We believe in that mentality. We believe in those kids sitting on that merry-go-round while sitting on that bench and saying, how do I bring this to the rest of the people? We believe in that concept. We believe in the partner statue. We believe in the magic. Do you? With that, I will say this to you all. Don't get tied up in it. There's enough negativity to go around. Don't be this. Just don't do it. There's no reason to be a crybaby about it. Suck it up. Be the beacon of positivity. Do the things that matter. Don't be a keyboard warrior. Don't sit there and get pissed off at the person next to you because they said something you didn't like. You don't like it, defend yourself. Doesn't mean you have to be an asshole about it. But do what you got to do in this world. I don't just say it, I do it. Every single day, we practice what we preach. I get knocked down. But I get up again. I get knocked down and I do get back up. I try to teach my kids exactly what I'm saying today. I hope that when we're starting to build this community that other people come in here and say, you know what? I agree. Let's do this together. 28 people sitting here watching right now. One day it'll be 29. One day it'll be 30. It might be 50. Movements start by moving a little. We have to start to move back in that direction. Evil cannot triumph, even though in Spaceballs it says, evil will always triumph because good is dumb. Dark Helmet. It's funny. Happens to sadly be true. We are dumb a lot of the times with the way that we go about it because we're scared. We don't want to stand out. I keep getting people that ask me, aren't you worried that this is going to hurt your channel? No. I might lose some subscribers over it. I haven't even gone to the dark side yet. Wait till I get there. Wait till I start saying the things that are actually controversial. Right now we're talking about jealousy and success. Wait till I actually get to the stuff that is the meat and potatoes of this event. Wait till we get into politics. Wait till we get into stupidity of this world and common sense thinking. Right now I'm easing you guys in. Why? Change doesn't happen overnight. It just doesn't. We take this one step at a time, and we keep doing what we're doing. This is up in the Coyotes locker room. That's funny. Baker, we love you, brother. We appreciate everything that you do. I know that you're a beacon of positivity, and I appreciate you. Everybody else, this is the BearShark getting ready for Florida Park Explorers coming on in just a few minutes. Until that time, next week we will come back. We'll bring you another episode unless something happens, in which case I'll be back bitching, ranting, and something else in the not-so-distant future. But until then, everybody, thanks for joining me. This is the BearShark saying, go out into the world, be the best that you can, be a positive influence, and if all else fails, BearShark their ass.
Thanks for watching BearShark TV, the place where your feelings get hurt and don't matter, where offensive is not a bad word, where you can't look away from a plane crash, a train wreck, or anything else that makes you feel bad. Thanks for watching BearShark TV, and until next time, this is your host, the BearShark. See you next time.